Okay, so last we left off, I believe you guys had made plans to attack a Grenier forward seaport. That was a couple 100 miles south of Iantu, and hopefully steal a submarine.
That was the plan.
And it was let's see, it was Yanto and Kirei that were going to be on the steal it on the infiltrate and steal route, while MT and Colin were going to be in the lander.
Perhaps if things go bad, perhaps cause a distraction as a backup.
Okay.
Potentially, like, hey, if it looks like they go on alert and you think they might have found us, maybe cause a distraction if you think you're up for it.
Okay, then, so Colin and
so that they're
MT
not
are going to be on standby, like, in the woods nearby.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Whoa, my voice just went fucking south for a second.
Wow, your voice broke. Congratulations. You're a man now.
Through puberty. Yeah. I'm a better boy.
You're going through second puberty. This is where you get your special beard.
The best boy.
Oh, is that what? That's what's happening to me.
Oh dear. Yes.
This may not be as funny to you since you can't see my beard.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Actually, you can.
Oh god.
Hi.
Ah! Look at that.
It's mostly a window.
His beard is a window?
No, in the frame, it's mostly a window.
Only a window to my soul.
So wait, no, so your chin is the window to your soul, your beard is like the drapes.
Fuck. Yes, I'll cause a distraction if we need it.
Okay.
I know we wanted to wait until we were absolutely sure that our Warframes were top-notch, though.
Yeah. Were you guys going to how long were you guys going to wait for?
I would
a couple of days.
Kirei suggests at least one more day so that Loki's main frame is back up to full capacity.
Okay. What do you guys want to do in that time?
I mean, at the moment, I think we're just dealing with Titania being a tiny little troll, and I don't know.
You know what? Kirei will volunteer to scout the base with her own invisibility.
This works.
She can at least identify where they need to go and
go ahead and
potential obstacles for them to deal with.
Go ahead and roll invisibility.
All right. I will throw on.
The base itself is so it's a few hundred miles south of Iantu. It's on the east coast of North America. It's small. It's a small forward base. It's basically a place to offload freight to be moved by land elsewhere. It isn't heavily guarded, as you do find out rather quickly. Yeah, it isn't heavily guarded, and it's got a couple dozen docks on its shipyard, and it's mostly shipyard. It's mostly shipyard with guard posts on the front of it. And between the guard posts and the shipyard are like warehouses and other storage.
Aha.
What'd you get for an invisibility roll?
2 9s.
2 9s. All right, yeah. You're able to sneak up close. You're able to sneak up close, getting in close to the Grenier patrols out front. You spot maybe 7, 8 guards total,
Mhm.
armed. 7 or 8 armed guards total. There's a large fence, a very tall fence that surrounds the entire base. That is only opened whenever whatever freight is going to and from.
Mhm.
So whenever like a big hover truck comes in, then the guards will open the gates and let them in, or when they're leaving, they'll open the gates to let them out. But they're strictly kept closed. And what you also notice is that the majority of grenadiers that you see inside the base itself are workers, or the closest equivalent to pre-retired mandatory workers, civilians, essentially.
Right. They're non-combatants.
Yeah, non-combatants.
Okay.
Looks like quite a lot of them work here.
All right.
Without
So there's
actually-
8 or 9 armed guards. There's 7 or 8 armed guards that she can see, and otherwise it's mostly civilians working here.
You aren't, without actually getting into the base, you aren't able to see what kind of ships are coming in and leaving.
Right. Okay, so she's not able to slip inside using invisibility. She's just on the outskirts, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I guess we can leave it at that then.
Okay.
Otherwise, she could slip in and get more info, but she might as well wait until, like, if this place isn't super huge, there's no point in slipping in now if they're just gonna have to slip in later.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you returning to the lander that I'm sure you guys had landed a ways away in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you return to the lander and rejoin your companions.
Yep.
Yeah. If anything, if we've been probably put the lander down earlier, Yanto has probably spent a little bit of time bending some trees to give himself a bit of cover, so the ship isn't immediately obvious.
So yeah, if something flies overhead, there isn't
Yeah, there isn't just a huge hole in the canopy.
It appears there are not many guards. It is a mostly civilian facility.
Oh, well, that's
Or if
good
not
news.
civilians, at least non-combatants. Many unarmed workers.
Does that mean we might be able to just sneak it out instead of having any sort of makes a punchy motion?
Yes, that makes that more likely. The concern then would be getting a ship that is filled with civilians as well.
I mean,
Pull a
if you-
fire alarm?
Are you suggesting we commit we hijack a boat, basically committing piracy to fight pirates?
Yes.
That sounds bullshit enough for it to work. I like it.
You fight fire with fire, right? Who said that? That's an old proverb, isn't it?
You have no idea how to put out fires, do you?
I have no idea how to put out fires. I was on fire.
I think with water, mostly.
Well, great. We'll be on the sea.
Certain chemicals like those used in fire extinguishers work as well.
Are
I
any
think-
of those in the sea?
No, but most boats will have them equipped in case of fire.
All right.
Yenta just looks incredibly confused. Wait, what are we talking about? We're still talking about pirates, or we're talking about MT catching fire again?
Even if my concern is less of the physical act of taking over a civilian ship, as that will likely be more easy, but moreover, what to do with the civilians after we've taken it over. We can't very well, even if we were willing to risk their lives by running into the den of the Tsar with them, there's a good chance that they would simply leave as soon as we left at the dock, and deprive us of a way back.
I mean, you got a point, but
ideally they will have a submersible dock somewhere. I doubt there are civilian submersibles, so if they do have an underwater dock, it should only serve military ships.
yeah, that makes sense. I was rather hoping we wouldn't have to get into a firefight with these guys, but
We will likely have to. Ideally, we will only fight people aboard the ship. The plan is to sneak aboard a ship without them noticing and take it over once we are a ways away from the base without them alerting anyone. Then we can pick up MT and Colin.
Colin nods. Might I advise you though? No, I ain't the smartest man alive, but it just strikes me as a bad idea to shoot any holes inside of a submersible. So might I suggest no guns?
Makes a punchy
Inside.
motion.
I
punchy.
A military ship will be plated enough not to be pierced by small arms.
There are no arms that we have that's considered small.
MT is. I just want to imagine MT is like slightly behind, making motions at Yanto, like these guns.
I would be less worried about our guns because simple things like the Furus will certainly not pierce an armored ship. However, something like a stomp from Rhino could potentially cause quite a deal of damage to the internal systems of a submersible. But you will not be bringing Rhino, so that should not be a problem.
No, if anything, Titania's little friends would probably make this a little bit easier.
And Loki does not possess any abilities. Neither Loki nor Trinity possess any abilities that would cause much in the way of problems to a ship.
By the way, have you, Yanto? Have you checked on Rhino recently?
Ever since he kind of put him back in storage after getting glitter bombed, no.
Okay. Just wondering.
I'm concerned now.
Well,
unfortunately, I had no reason to go and check.
But what curious suggests is we don't know how long we'll have between infiltrating between taking over a ship and infiltrating the Tsar's base, particularly if the Tsar catches wind of our presence before we get there. I would suggest we take this time to check up on all our equipment and frames now.
Yeah, that's fair. I suppose I'm pretty much done out here.
Incidentally, with Loki, I will be bringing. If we are still worried about firearms, I will be bringing the Paris and some kunai. So damage to the ship should not be an issue.
Yanta just silently looks up and contemplates how far he's seen that Paris punch through steel plate. He goes, small holes.
I don't think any holes under the ocean's a good idea.
It's all right. I'll just, like I said, he kind of wiggles his fingers. I have a means of plugging holes. That sounded. Oh God, no! MT, you made it way before I did. You reacted first. It's your fault. And stop flexing.
I'm face palming now.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought that was some kind of palm curl. Oh, never mind.
Oh, was I supposed to comment something there?
I'm gonna go check on Excalibur.
I'm gonna bash my head against the locker. Actually, I should probably go and check on the frame.
So you two find that Excalibur and Rhino both have new paint jobs.
What?
What?
Mysteriously.
What?
What?
Excalibur is now bright yellow and caution orange.
Ooh, buddy. Oh.
I like to think Yanto sees Excalibur before he sees Rhino. It's like, oh man, oh dude, tough break.
And then when you look over at Rhino, you see that Rhino is a beautiful shade of pink. Glittery pink.
Yanto kind of opens his mouth a couple of times.
With very regal purple.
Just
about
in time
it.
for Easter.
Yeah.
You know,
Here's a question. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
is it wrong? I kind of like that.
No, that actually looks all right. This is not good for stealth. I didn't even realize we could do this.
I mean, I was aware of the idea. That was quick.
That makes me curious. Kirei will go check on Loki. Is Loki painted or is Loki suspiciously untouched?
Loki is painted. Loki is a eye bleeding green. With a with a nice velvet along the creases.
Is velvet a color?
It is not. Try again.
Yeah, that's a material.
Violet, rather, is what I
There
was
we
going
go.
for.
Okay, I was gonna say like
I don't know why I said velvet. Violet is what I meant.
Velvet's not going to offer much protection.
You were thinking of luxury.
Yeah. Just eye bleeding green with violet trim.
she will cast a suspicious look at Colin.
I didn't do it.
Yanto kind of holds out a hand.
I am
And
not sure I believe you.
Yanto holds out a hand expectantly to Tanya.
She lands on your forearm and sits there expectantly.
Exactly how does one admonish a Warframe? Fuck, I'm going to try. Right. We all appreciate beautiful paint jobs you've given these our Warframes.
Oh God, it could reflect the sun.
Oh,
This will not do for a stealth mission. It will need to be changed.
but maybe we could like discuss this and evaluate before you. Let's be honest here. Turn Loki into a radioactive bogey.
I think I'm going to password protect the armory controls from here on out, just in case.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
You can go ahead and give me a charm roll. Try to convince Titania to stop painting to start changing
Being a troll.
To stop at the very least repainting your Warframes.
I don't think anything will stop her from being a trickster fairy.
That's just the heart of Titania right there.
It's a good thing Loki is not conscious, or there would be I don't even know. There would be problems though. Massive problems.
Relationship with the Silver Grove?
That's legit.
Nah, bupkis. And that shocks out the relationship. Bugger.
She I'll say since that does shock the relationship, she seems dejected. And she flies away.
Yanto looks genuinely upset. Like, what did I do? Is this what it's like having kids? They make a huge mess, and if you tell them off, they just get sad, and then you get sad, and then you don't know what to do.
She was sitting there with her legs crossed, looking up at you expectantly, and then you told her she did a bad job, and she got a little bit like, it looked like she fumed a little bit.
I'm just imagining like her little winged ears just kind of went drop.
Yeah, and she flew off.
We are biologically incapable of knowing what that feels like.
I know, but still. She was so. I'm gonna go apologize. Walk off, trying to find Titania.
Okay, are you gonna try and do quality time
Do quality time
with the Silver Grove?
with the Silver Grove.
You can do that if you want. Just pitch me something.
I imagine if I can somewhat set that scene, that he finds Titania in the bunks area, kind of looking a bit dejected, and Yanto kind of finds one of his bursa slippers, gets it with one hand and kind of brums it across the bed at her. He's like, hey, we'll go for a ride.
You gonna do like charm or something like that to do quality time?
Oh damn! It's the thing is, like, actually, you know what? Scratch that. I just realised something that would actually make way more sense.
Yeah.
He's going to ask Titania to. He wants to make something with her.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, he's going to find a bunch of like Faber bits out the. Get a bunch of blank stuff out the Faber machine, kind of start putting it all together, and kind of help Titania make like a tiny little rhino.
Okay. Sure. You can roll hands plus shop.
Right. 2 5s.
5s. Sure. I assume that's a 1-point relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead and heal that out of crisis. As you spend some time, with Titania and the pieces basically for a model rhino. And she seems pretty happy with it. She's pretty happy putting together this model rhino. It occupies her. As you gather, a lot of what she does out of boredom.
Okay, fair enough.
And you spend some time with her and do something and do building a model that requires her full attention, and she seems pretty happy with that.
Excellent. Yeah, he kind of. I imagine it's a bobblehead, so he just kind of bonks the head and it goes going.
Yes. And the two of you create something that she will not that she will not prank, because she's kind of proud of it. Okay.
No, just kind of hold out a finger to her as a kind of handshake and go, peace.
She shakes your hand. Your
finger. I was going to say, just gets the whole hand and lifts it up, like, whoa, you're still as strong as you are.
Yeah, she shakes your finger.
Hey. And yeah, I'm good there.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything over the day?
Repainting my Warframe.
I mean, that's quick. You just do that through the armory.
Yeah, there's
Well, now that I know that it's an option, that she probably takes a really long time trying to figure out what's cool.
Is it black and red? Is that you going to be an edgelord about it? Are you going to be an edgelord?
No.
You have an opportunity to be an edgelord.
Black
Hey,
and silver.
My
Black and
rhino's
silver?
black and red in the game, you asshole.
I don't take back what I said.
As I like to think, as MT is experimenting, trying everything, like Kirei goes to the station next to her and just quick sets Loki back to default, and then password locks her armory station. Also, she's going to go meditate
Okay.
and attempt to restore the relationship with Naramon.
All right, then. Go ahead and what are you going to roll? Like outthink or
Yeah, outthink,
Works.
clear her mind.
clear your head? Yeah.
Two sixes. Is that high enough? What's the rule for?
What? How many?
It's at 1 out of 2.
1 out of 2. Oh shit! What is it? It's like 5 plus dice lost, or like 5 plus relationship size. Yeah, that would work.
Okay.
I might be wrong. But
Yeah,
I'll check.
I don't remember. I don't have the books anymore.
I'll check later. So yeah, you spend some time with breathing exercises and calming yourself to
Well,
reflect on on the enemy.
calming herself is not difficult, but clearing her head sometimes is.
Well, you clear your head and fill your thoughts with tactics and the enemy and how they work.
She has had a lot of other non-mission related things to think about lately, oddly enough. So
Exactly. All right. MT, anything you're doing in that day before the mission?
No, probably nothing in particular. Probably just kind of hanging out, I guess, with Excalibur and like keeping an eye on Oberon and like, I don't know, just thinking about things. Like where she is now. It's all happened very fast. What the hell is happening? Can I do this? A lot of existential dread.
So, teenager.
Yeah, I'm a teenager.
Colin, just as you're going through like various possible paint jobs for Excalibur.
Yeah. Trying to figure out what is most him, me, both.
And you hear behind you. You all right there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thumbs up. Didn't know we could do this.
Oh, you've been at it for a while.
I don't know. I don't know what fits.
Is something on your mind?
Something's always on my mind.
Something on your mind that's had you go through the same color pattern about a dozen times?
I don't know. Sometimes if I stop to think about it, I get really freaked out.
About what?
Vaguely gestures to everything around.
Ah. That's fair.
I only know as much as what I've been told. And I do my best to make sure everyone's going to be okay and safe, and I think I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but if I wanted this, why wouldn't I have left myself a note? Something. How bad was my life before? I kind of wish Excalibur was a little bit more like Oberon and could give me a hint. So I just don't think about it, because things need to get done.
But there are still times where you do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's inevitable.
I'll tell you what. The whole not knowing where you fit in or if this is what you should be doing, that's a common problem for us. You get a lot of, follow the Lotus. Because that's the first nice person that they've spoken to him since they woke up.
I don't want to say anything in front of Yanto or Kirei, but because they like her, they trust her. I've never met her. All I know is that I shouldn't trust her. I just don't know why.
Well, perhaps while we're waxing philosophical, might not be the best time to add that to the fire, I guess.
Sorry, I did. Like I said, there's a lot I think about always.
No, that's fair. That's fair. No, what I was just getting at though was, so you have lots of tenor that will follow the Lotus, because that's the first thing they encountered. It's the first cause, perhaps, that they encountered. So they go with that. And then there are some that the first cause that they encountered was the general and the rogues. So they'll go with that. And others, like you, first thing you encountered was that aoCT. We don't really have much of a place in the universe anymore. We slept, and the universe moved on.
Just trying to do the best with what we have.
A lot of it's just finding your own direction, discovering what you want to do. We got long lives ahead of us.
Well, what I want to do is make sure that everyone's going to get through this alive. Because I don't have many friends in this universe. Kind of want to keep the handful I've got.
That's a right justified cause. They pat you on the shoulder.
Black and silver.
There you go.
I like
That's
it.
a good one.
Yeah. Do you like it, Excalibur? Good.
All right. So we will move forward to the next day. And the day of the heist. So Kirei is you taking Loki out?
Yes, Loki is the frame to be for a for a stealth mission.
Yeah, taking Loki out. And Yanto's taking Titania out.
Mm-hmm.
While MT and Colin are on standby in the woods nearby. MT, are you going with Excalibur or Oberon?
Oberon would be better suited to the woods, but I'm more comfortable as Excalibur, so I just make sure that Oberon's okay with it, because I don't want to have a heart to heart like with that. I don't want to offend him.
He seems cool. Like
he's aloof.
He's pretty much, that's kind of his thing. He is no more or less aloof than he was previously.
Okay, just generally neutral and okay about it. I like that. Good job. Thumbs up. No thumbs up. That's fine.
He folds his arms over his chest.
All right. Stay cool.
As a paladin, his alignment is lawful stoic.
So yeah, you guys are in the woods nearby as the other two are going to be infiltrating. Go ahead and
Hey, just as a sheet keeping thing, I can take out the fact that my exalted blade was shocked out. Get that fixed.
you can heal a die to it.
Okay. Neat.
We've healed. Remember, we waited a couple days before doing the lighthouse either, so we've healed since our fight. We've according to what I've seen, we've spent 4 nights, so we've healed a total of, each Warframe can heal a total of 4 dice. Total.
Okay.
Exactly.
Because Loki's body was shocked out from the previous scenario and is now got brought back up to full.
Okay.
It says heal 4 dice.
All right.
To whatever locations you want, really.
Also, if you have any Mark 1 weapons that are damaged, you can basically just put those back up because we can just mass produce them. So, any Mark 1 weapons that are damaged, you can just replace with a brand new one instead of waiting for it to get repaired.
Okay, so you guys. So what's the infiltration plan for Loki and Titania? You have tall ass fence. Only opens up whenever freight comes and goes. You guys are probably infiltrating in the middle of night because you're 10-0, and that's just what ninjas do.
It'll be a little easier, particularly for Titania. Kirei suggests so it's a fence that is only opens.
Yes.
Now, is this fence into the compound itself or to the docks?
It's to both. There's the guard posts that is and the fence that surrounds the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the storage units and warehouses, and then there's the docks.
All right. Well, I mean, with Loki, she'll attempt to slip in when they're open, being invisible. She's going to suggest Yanto just, fly over the fences.
Yeah, I mean, it's night. I can fly. That seems like the logical thing to do.
All right. Are the docks connected via facility, or are they open air?
Some of them are open air, some of them aren't.
She will suggest she and Yanto split up and see The open air ones are almost certainly regular ships. However, some of the indoor ones could be submersibles, and that's ideally what they're looking for. She is going to try and slip into a closed one. She suggests to Tanya either.
There's also, I'll say, a control / security station at the docks themselves.
Aha. You should. Ideally, we should try and slip in unnoticed.
Fine by me. I'm thinking if I can fly, I might as well be able to. I should probably be able to see all the outdoor docks from, well, up in the sky. Then we can work our through the close spaces.
Though I suspect any submersible docks will be indoors.
Most likely.
With your size, a ideal point of entry would be any vents or other external holes in the closed ones. I will attempt to slip through when a door opens.
Well, if it's all possible, if I can get inside, I'll see if I can open up a door for you.
Well, our first task is to identify if there are any submersible docks. If so, that's our target.
Well, I mean, the control area would probably have the information we need, but it's probably going to be busy.
I do not think we'll be able to access it without attacking whoever is inside, and ideally we do this without them ever knowing we're here.
This is the thing, really, isn't it?
We can fall back on that if necessary, if we cannot acquire the information through scouting alone.
Sure. All right, well, stay on the comms and be careful.
You as
All right.
well.
So I'll have Titania roll for flight as your stealthy bits here, and I will have Loki roll visibility. And this is just to get past the front, like the main guard post. So Titania is going to fly above it quite a ways, and Loki is going to try and just waltz on in as a hover truck comes by.
Well, didn't get a high set.
Well, that sucks, but 2 by 1.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll be enough since they're not actively looking for us.
Yeah. So you guys, Loki, you go through the gate as it opens and sneak on through. And Titania flies over the fence. And it seems like, at least from the chatter amongst the Grenier guards, it seems like they are wondering about weird birds in the area. Like a weird, one is talking to another, saying that he thinks he just saw a weird bird. And the other asks him to describe this weird bird, and he tries his best to do so. But waxing poetic is difficult for Grenier. And a couple of the guards do extra checks on the freight car coming in. They do a couple of checks on the freight car coming in, thinking that they were bringing that they were bringing more than they said, and that kind of holds up a lot of activity in the front. So they didn't explicitly notice you guys, but
People have noticed enough to get put a bit on alert.
There's a little bit of alert that you guys do notice amongst the guards out front.
Ah, damn it.
They're not, going get Clem or anything like that. But yeah, they're a little cautious.
Oh, wonderful. Well, now they're jumpy.
Though we could work this to our advantage. If they're concerned about something at the gates, they may send more people over there and lighten security in the the rest of the docks.
I might have an idea with that, but we'll wait until we've found what we need first.
Very well.
Okay. Now, going through the warehouse area is pretty easy. One of you is invisible and the other is flying above it, and it's fairly easy to duck around corners, dash around big freight units, and avoid possibly even being noticed by any of the workers. But now you're going to start investigating. I'll say right now, just for Titania, having being up in the air, you can confirm that there are no submersibles in any of the open air docks.
All right, that narrows it down. Good.
There is a guard tower at the dock, basically in the middle of the dock area, that now has a spotlight that they are shining and moving around the docks.
All right.
And there are about 6 closed air docks total.
Be wary, you will get spotted by a spotlight.
We'll bear that in mind. Right, well...
We may be able to narrow it down. If they're alerted, let's find the one they are guarding most heavily. That'll probably be our target.
That's what I was thinking of, checking for signs of life, guard activity, things like that.
Sure, you guys can roll notice.
2 5s.
2 9s.
2 9s. Okay. Where did I? That's that too. Okay. Both of you are able to pick out one particular dock. It looks like a 3F. That actually has attracted a few armed guards. I'd say there's about 4 armed guards that have come out to stand out front with their ricotas in hands.
Okay. Well, I think we've found our target, or at least something they want to keep secure. Okay. Kerry, can you see anywhere to get in from down there? Or shall I see if I can pop a side door open?
Look, if they are, as long as they're not completely blocking it and there's some degree of traffic in and out, I should be able to slip in.
All right, go ahead and make me a invisibility for stealth roll
Will do.
to get close.
Sure. We'll throw on the relationship with Yonto, because it'll cause a lot of trouble for him if she's caught. 2 8s this time. Or
2
if I get height is probably still more important than speed here. So.
Yeah. Okay, so
And again, we'll
they do not notice you as you get closer, and you're able to find there is a on either side of this. Basically, it's more or less a box. A box that's been slapped together and used as this indoor dock. There is a vent shaft about 20 feet up. that looks large enough that you could crawl through.
Hmm. Yeah, she'll attempt to go get to that.
Okay.
She'll kind of ping it out to Yanto as well.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm assuming if it's a covered vent, Yanto will suggest. Let me pop it open, and then you can get in much quieter.
Sure. I'll have Yanto Titania make a flight roll to do this without being caught.
Just uses a razorfly as a screwdriver. Just goes.
I mean, you could do that. You have a useful for razor flies, don't you?
Yes.
So you can actually do that.
Using them as screwdrivers, still kind of dumb.
I mean, or you could just silently cut open the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
this is
could
also
basically control them to cut it open and then carry it away.
Yeah. Carry
So
it to
you could roll that instead of
where
flight.
carry it where somewhere
1,
where
3, 5, 6, 8, 9. Nope.
Okay.
Can I make a suggestion?
Don't suck.
As invisible Loki, Kirei is below to catch the great to try and catch the great if it is dropped.
Okay. I will give Kirei a chance. Roll Loki's main body to try to catch the grate before it hits the ground.
All right.
Salvage this.
Yanto's like, careful, shunk. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, 2 10s with actually 3 10s, right? This is awesome. So 3 10s with Wicked Fast too.
All right.
Look.
I imagine
Loki catches it in a way that's just too fucking cool for school.
Yeah,
I imagine like it was about to brain a grenade.
If he wasn't invisible.
Yeah.
As it is, it looks briefly like the great simply looks briefly like the great is simply floating, and she stashes it somewhere out of sight nearby before any Grineer notice a floating grate.
All right, and then roll me another. I'll say flight for Titania to get into the grate, to get into the ventilation system unseen, and Loki's body for running and jumping to get in without being seen or heard.
Could I just? I feel like I should just automatically get this. Loki can climb infinitely.
Just spider frame. Well, technically, we already have a spider frame.
Like that's an ability on his thing. He can just climb infinitely.
Okay, fair. I'll give it to you. Titania, tell us to roll.
2 by 4.
2 by 4. All right. Okay, so you get in, and there is. Okay, so you get into the ventilation shaft, and it's just as Loki is climbing in that you see Kirei. You look down just in time to see that there are a couple of the Grineer have wandered through here, just below you. They haven't yet noticed the open vent, but they are talking about a weird bird.
Okay. It's probably only a matter of time before they do notice that the vent is removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll note this. They'll continue in.
Okay. And it isn't a very far travel in the vents before you're able to get to a submersible dock that you see right below you. There is a small submersible that is currently docked there. And it looks like there are Grenier inside. It is currently being loaded up with boxes. And it looks like they're almost unloading it.
We need to hurry.
All right. Well, how do you want to do this? Do you want to wait until they're done, or
No, we should get in with the cargo. That's the easiest way to get in undetected.
fair? All right. Well,
Try and time a flight when no one's looking. If there's I will simply walk in.
no, that's fair. And he'll, Titania will watch the loading, and when there's an opportune moment, just like swan dive as fast as possible into the open hatch.
Okay, you can give me a flight to get in without being seen, and Loki can roll invisibility.
Yep.
Whoo! 3x8.
Nice.
Wicked fast help with this.
Yeah. Well,
In which case, that's 3x8 with wicked fast 3.
okay.
All right. Roll with that 2x10 with wicked fast 2.
Okay.
Masters of stealth.
Yes. So, you guys. Titania swan dives in while freight is being moved. There was basically a cargo container in the back that they have open and they're moving freight into.
Yeah.
And there's the cargo container in the back, and then there's the open hatch. Are you guys going through the hatch or the cargo crate?
Actually, does the cargo container look like it is connected to the rest, or is it entirely separate?
It looks like it is. It looks like it's entirely separate. It's still airtight, but it looks like it's entirely separate.
Okay, change of plans then. Hatch it is. They can't take over the ship from the cargo container if it's an entirely separate
Okay, that's fair.
compartment. Or they might be able to if there's like vents or something, but it potentially more tricky.
So you guys get into the hatch. Titania uses an opportunity when everyone is focused on moving freight,
right,
to dive into the hatch, and you dive into the hatch shortly after. And it's as you guys are inside that you hear Grenier. You hear a lot of movements above you. There are inside. There are about 4 Grenier Navy men. Looks like they are armed naval soldiers.
Right. Yeah, this is the military.
Yeah. They are not armed with guns, though. They have sheaves with them. But they do not have. They are not carrying any guns.
She notes that maybe this is not as armored as she had thought.
You hear above the hatch a lot of movements, followed by a Grenier poking his head down in the hatch, and calling out to one of the Grenier, saying something about a weird bird, and followed by one of the Grenier inside the submersible calling back like, "What about some weird bird?" And finally, it dawns on one of the Grineer above as you hear "Tenno Schoom!" And it causes a panic amongst the 4 inside the submersible.
She's going to, at this point, she is going to radio MT and Colin.
Okay.
Okay. Is everything okay?
They're on to us. If you can, try and make some noise like you are retreating through it. If they think that the Tenno have already gotten in and out, they won't be looking for stowaways.
All right.
Got it.
Like, they know we've been here, but they haven't found us.
I'm going to knock something over.
All right. I will call for a connive +1 from MT.
Heck yeah. Okie doke.
You get a +1 for call distance.
Cool. 2 7s.
All right. Yeah. You inside the submersible. You hear amongst the panic. Someone comes on the radio and notes that the Tenno School have been spotted. Someone declares that to get Clem, and the troops begin that were above the submersible, that were investigating this weird bird. They begin moving out, rushing out of the warehouse. After instructing those inside the submersible to go.
Right. Titania's going to do something now.
Okay. As the Grineer in here are going to rapidly close everything up and attempt to get out of the port.
Kiryu will caution, like, remember, before we make any moves to take over, we want to be out sea a ways.
I was going to try and get them out here. Ideally, with no one being the wiser.
If you think you can without giving away our presence.
Hopefully. Let's see. And not entirely sure how you'd skin it, but Titania is going to use the lantern and hypnotize a bunch of people in there.
Okay, are you going to try and lantern somebody, try and hit someone and cause them to float out of the submersible and the others to follow?
Yes, basically.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
I was going to say, this is area times 3.
Yeah.
So this will probably do the whole sub.
Yeah.
Sweet. Warframes can add relationships as well, can't we?
Yeah, you can use relationships.
Sweet, adding relationship with Kiri. I don't want to make her realize I'm an idiot. Oh, good job. I used those 2 extra dice. 2 by 8.
2 by 8. All right. Yeah. It's just as one of the Grineer is about ready to seal up the hatch that you, with Titania, kind of make at him, causing a sudden, almost like burst of magical energy to wrap around him, glowing brightly, causing much confusion and concern from him as he suddenly begins to float out of the submersible.
Gives a little punt on his way.
And causes the 3 Grineer inside to look, at first seem confused and alarmed, and then their eyes kind of glaze over. And they mindlessly climb out and walk out and begin following this hypnotizing, flailing Grineer.
Well, let's hope that lasts long enough that we're gone by the time they can send ships after us, since they will definitely notice our leaving now.
Titania just gives him a very tiny shrug.
She will get to the controls then and
Okay.
attempt to take over the ship and move it.
Now, does anyone know how to pilot a submarine?
You go ahead and make me a outthink.
Would this be? Well, I guess it's the same role either way. She also does have hacking, by the way. I've been adding that as
sure, you can use hacking.
All right. Naramon. This is the first time. I had the relationship with Naramon. This is the first time she's hacked Grenier shit.
I assume Titania, Yanto with Titania is going to go seal the submersible.
No, I'm just going to leave that open and flood the whole submarine. Now, of course, I'm going to seal the goddamn ship.
2x7 for hacking.
Okay.
Speed is of the essence, but I figure 2x7 beats 3x1.
Okay. Yeah. You get the submersible under your control and take off. Just as Grenier are, following a mystical flailing Grenier around, you take off. You go underwater. You submerge the ship and get out of this compound before things go bad.
Yeah.
And
Loki's invisibility peels away as there's no longer anyone to see him.
Yeah. As I will call now for a roll from MT. Go ahead, make me a roll to get out of there.
Okay.
To the cut and run. As guards are going to be on your position pretty soon.
All right. That is a run and jump roll.
Go roll with a +1 die from
Cool.
Colin.
Because Excalibur is still a little hurt, a little burned, but 2 7s again. That's weird.
Okay. Yeah. You are able to say right now you're able to get into a position where you can hide yourself. You're able to hide yourself. You and Colin are able to hide yourselves in the brush. And though Grenier patrols, thrust themselves into the forest, and even pass you by, and get further on in the forest faster than you are able to. You and Colin are able to hide out for long enough that by the time that when they pull back patrols, you're able to begin the process of sneaking back to the lander. They essentially got wider than you, but not higher.
So we were just sitting around doing nothing for a while, like being quiet and praying not to be caught.
Exactly.
Got it.
That was rough.
Good thing they're blind, huh?
Yeah, and yeah, what is now the plan to meet up? Did you guys, because MT and Colin can get to the lander just fine.
I suppose ping them securely through our own comms and give them coordinates to. Because the thing will be taking care of the ship. We can't just kind of leave it hovering over the ocean.
Yeah.
Although I'm assuming it's got an autopilot function, so we can put it into like low orbit once we've jumped off.
Yeah, you have an autopilot function on it.
Yeah. In which case, yeah, we'll organize a rendezvous somewhere in the ocean.
How the hell do you think that they're even going to get to a rendezvous location?
That's you know what I mean.
Neither Colin nor MT know how to pilot this thing. Like, I'm just imagining them like sitting there behind the controls going, okay, we're supposed to rendezvous.
Where's the rendezvous button?
I have no idea what to do with this thing.
Just on the submarine, Kira is like, I have miscalculated something, I realize.
I feel a disturbance in the force.
MT, do you know how to pilot this thing?
Maybe. It's not a memory I've unlocked in myself yet, but maybe. At one point in my life.
I'd just like to say, like, retroactively, Yanto has left a post-it note on the navigation console going, press this button.
Mostly, I'm just worried about liftoff without breaking anything. Then maybe we could. Then maybe it just going forward would be easy enough.
What could we break? What could we break? I'm gonna roll some.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll me. I believe it's hands plus piloting. Yeah, we'll do hands.
Okay. See,
Hands,
I have
hands plus hands plus plus piloting, or brains plus something.
You got it in neutral. You got it in neutral. Oh, they sold it.
2 4s.
Okay. Yeah, you're able
It's
to.
a set.
Yeah, you're able to lift the lander up and out of the woods. Colin
I
has.
scraped the shit out of it.
Oh,
but-
you scrape the shit out of it. Colin pointedly straps himself in.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And you scrape the shit out of it, but you do get it airborne.
Yeah, Yanto will open comms channels quickly. Are you guys in the ship?
No.
Really? Because I got like several warning signals from there, like multiple impacts. Have you been shot at?
No. Yes. What's right? What can I say to make you the least mad at me?
Are you being chased by Grenier?
No.
So how did you manage to get multiple impacts on the ship? Did you press the button?
What button? There's a lot of buttons.
The button with "press me" post-it noted on it.
Should I press it now?
No, because you're piloting the fucking ship, I assume. That was the autopilot command.
Oh.
I pre-programmed it. Never mind. Right. The terminal off to your left is your mainland coordinate. Is your mainland coordinate readout. Meet us at these coordinates. Set it to this altitude, and hit the button next to the post-it button, which will put it into basic autopilot.
Okay.
Do not then immediately press the other button, otherwise you will basically make it try go to where it currently is. Last time I did that, we were backflipping for 3 hours.
It doesn't sound like fun at all.
It sounds a little fun.
I was stuck to the ceiling.
I mean,
don't
you
think
did
I
ask to
vomited
make a
on my own
distraction.
nose.
That would be pretty distracting.
She's got a point.
This may surprise you, but one of my only weaknesses is that I am not very physically adept. This makes it difficult to deal with increased G-forces.
Okay.
What I am saying is I was unable to get to the controls of the ship.
Understood.
This is part of the reason why Yanto knows how to fly.
No vomiting today. I got it.
Yes, if we could have a vomit-free day, that would be fabulous. Right.
I'm impressed, though. You said all that without me even needing to tell you.
I see we managed not to leave any of the Sasa behind on this mission.
The sass remains forever.
The sass must flow.
I am unsure to what you are referring.
You know what?
It has probably occurred to Yanto by now that Kirei's statements cannot always be taken at face value, in
No.
spite of how she sounds.
Precisely. Kerry has. It isn't that Kerry can't display emotion. It's just that all her emotions basically are deadpan snark.
Look, there's only so many tones and tones you can take when you have trouble with expressing yourself.
So, MT, you plug in the coordinates.
I do all the things he asks me to do.
Yeah, you plug in the coordinates, and the lander takes off. And it isn't long before the lander is hovering over the ocean, the open sea at dark, with a small submersible, and I mean small, like it will fit 5 people uncomfortably. It's mostly a small freighter because there's a lot more cargo space than there is space for people. And yeah, you see it just kind of poking out poking out of the ocean. Colin is like, now's the point where I try not to embarrass myself and actually make the landing, and not.
Please do not destroy our recently stolen vessel.
Yanto helpfully opens the hatch. I never thought I'd say this, but come into the light.
You can do it.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
No. Not today.
It is true that as Tenno we tend to avoid lights.
I hope you're ready to catch me.
I'm not saying I'm ready to catch you, but I'm ready to get out of the way.
I guess that's better than nothing. No. That's pointedly not better than nothing.
For God's sake, Yanto's probably
At least you'd be able to soften my landing.
Yanto's stepped out of his frame at this point. He's kind of just arms open. It's like, come on.
You could just fly them down.
Yeah, this is more entertaining. Come at me, bro.
He drops.
Splat. Hi, welcome aboard.
Why did you think it would be easier to catch him without your frame?
If this was a rhino, totally different story. Titania, first time, man. You don't pull donuts the first time you're in a Warframe.
Do you want to catch me now?
I suspect she is still quite a bit stronger than either of us.
Are you equipped with Excalibur or
Yes.
Oberon? Yeah, Excalibur or Oberon for this one?
Excalibur.
Okay.
I don't feel like Oberon would be comfortable in the open sea.
I mean, you could temporarily make him Aquaman.
He has the ability to manipulate the wildlife. That would include sharks.
Just land on a platform of sharks.
You know what? Sure. Let's give it a shot.
Gotta go,
Excalibur
Oberon?
needs a break. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if Excalibur's still damaged. Bring Oberon on to partner with Titania.
Yeah.
Also, you both have Healy abilities, and Kira is
true.
not bringing Trinity, so...
Okay.
I asked
So-
if Oberon will have me, and then I
Oberon-
ask if Yanto wants to catch me.
Yeah, Oberon does nod and holds out a hand to begin transference. And you link with Oberon.
This is weird. This is a lot weirder. These feet are weird.
Yeah, he has goat feet.
He does
Yeah.
have good feet.
Yeah, Yanto will ask, like, are you coming down with Excalibur or Oberon?
1 second.
She is probably getting used to the feeling of having 2 minds in one body.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah,
taking
that's the one thing. No, actually,
No.
I'll say that being in Oberon does not feel any more or less cramped than being in Excalibur.
Huh. I don't know what the others are making such a big fuss about.
Oh.
yeah, if you're coming down as Oberon, I'm getting out of the way. I'm not taking a cloven hoof to the grill. You could not laugh when I say that.
Yup. Jumps.
Oh shit!
Sure. Just make me anything related to the body to land it.
Okay. This is a good amount of dice. I like this more. 2 10s.
Yeah. You stick the landing.
And I look very stylish as I do it. Check me
Nice.
out.
Yeah. Nice dangly sash thing.
I do like tassels.
It's always with the aftermarket modifications, isn't it? Come on, get inside.
All right, and
Yeah, and so we'll take this moment when everyone's in the hatch to go, right, now I'm afraid there is something we must all do now that we are in a submersible craft.
what's
We
that?
sing a song.
No.
We'll live in a Tenor submarine. A
No.
Tenor. No,
No.
literally, this is the one opportunity I've ever had to do this, and you shoot me down straight away.
Yes.
We all
I
live
don't-
in a Tenno submarine.
Oh.
Submarine.
I don't recognize this particular sea shanty. But,
Uh,
This has entirely gone exactly. This has gone inverse to how I thought it would go. Never mind. Thank you, Kerry.
You're welcome.
all right. So you guys know the coordinates to that tower.
Right. Well, I mean, can we access the cargo compartment from here?
If you are a tiny bug, yeah.
Sweet.
It's a very, very small ventilation shaft between here
Yeah.
and there, basically.
Because it seems like a good idea to know what we're hauling in case it's, explosives or water soluble explosives.
What is your opinion on explosive ammunition?
Coming at me, not a massive fan. Being deployed at other people, still somewhat ambivalent. Because it's kind of a jerk-ass thing to do to people.
What about explosive ammunition that is held in freight containers? Like a lot of it.
Oh, man. Depends how volatile the explosive ammunition is.
are we riding on a large bomb?
It says in the Grenier language, "Do not shoot." On the sides of
Now we
the,
just gotta shoot it.
on the sides of the crates, and also basically signs with like fire with a slash through it.
That is why no one was carrying guns.
However, it's only Yantu who's able to see that, as he's the only one who can, with Titania, become very tiny and go through this very small ventilation shaft.
Yeah, he has to get on the comms. Guys, I got some good news and I got some bad news.
What's the good news?
Good news is I know what our cargo is.
Oh. I have a feeling I know the bad news.
The bad news is it seems to be extremely volatile ammunition. Like we are basically shipping a gigantic packing container full of just volatile explosives.
Good.
Yes.
This is exactly how I want my day to go. Exactly.
As long as we are not attacked on the way there, it will not be a problem.
Well, think about it, though. This is an amazing opportunity to get an upper hand.
By exploding at them?
We don't necessarily have to be on this thing if it comes to that.
I am fully aware. It's just if they get one shot at us, we won't have enough time to panic. We will go straight from red alert to fucking brown alert.
If we are intercepted by the pirates on the way there, we are going to have to surrender the ship.
Pretty much.
That would have likely had been the case anyway. This is a cargo ship. I do not believe it has much in the way of munitions on it.
Yeah. Well, I suppose now do we want to risk trying to infiltrate in what is essentially a submersible bomb?
We do not have much of a choice at this point. We did not steal the ship, as they will shortly know that the ship was stolen. We do not have the luxury of attempting to steal a different ship. All of the Grineer bases in the area will likely be alerted now.
If it makes you
True.
feel comfortable, couldn't we just eject the cargo into the open ocean and then it wouldn't be with us?
If they are as volatile as is stated, the act of doing so may well set them off.
You have to bear in mind, this is Grineer technology. I've seen them make light bulbs that kill people.
Then we just have to be very careful.
Indeed. Fortunately, I think the odds are somewhat in our favor. Nothing suggests that the Tsar has much of a fleet, and indeed, I doubt they would be if they had enough ships to constantly patrol the waters around them. They would not be working so hard to hide their base's location.
Right, well.
So it's going to be a short, well, not a short. It's going to be kind of a long trip.
This is probably not the fastest vessel. Yeah.
No, definitely not.
And
So it's
we're
gonna
going a long way away, right? We're
Yeah.
going from like the
You're going from you're going from what is basically Maine, an island off of the coast of Maine, past Greenland.
how many days pass?
You're going somewhere between Greenland and Iceland, essentially. So I'd say it's about 3 days. It's a
3
days journey.
days in a tight little ship.
Yeah.
A tight little bullet, really.
How do you guys fare? Having like next to no personal space in a very small, not air conditioned or heated bullet. How do you deal with that?
I don't know. Do the Warframes experience like heat and sweat? Actually, if we wanted to be dicks, technically only one Tenno here actually has to experience the ship. The rest of us are technically aboard
the whole time.
The rest of us are technically still aboard the flyer.
That's a dick move. That is a massive dick move.
I mean, it is Colin's choice to do what he does.
But no,
But that means abandoning him as well, which is totally not on.
Kira would not, because her sense, in case something happens, she needs to be immediately available. So, I mean, Kira is Kira. She is stoic at the situation. Though, if she occasionally attempts to stretch by stepping out of Loki, which she probably doesn't because that makes it even more cramped, she's pretty sweaty and not comfortable looking.
You know what? Being that this is my first prolonged time in Oberon, I'm gonna see like what this whole influence wildlife thing is about. Like, is there a window? Can I see a fish? Can I like try to connect with it? What the hell? How does this work? How does this work? Can I talk to the animals?
Go ahead and roll it, because I'll say that
the fish.
that the radar and like the radar, sonar, etc. that the ship has, it can pick up other vessels and wildlife.
Okay.
So it will pick things up like that.
All right. So there's no window, but there's a radar.
Exactly.
I can see if I can feel the fish outside.
Exactly. And yeah, you can use the sonar to pick up bodies in the area, physical bodies in the area, and identify fish and other such creatures, and then try and influence them.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can give that a shot. And I got 2 9s.
2 9s.
To find and commune with fish.
Yeah, it's a school of fish, of particularly large fish, just going by how the sonar looks. That you guys were passing below, and while in Oberon, you concentrate in the direction that you know that they are, and it it's at that point that you feel somewhat cramped inside of Oberon.
Ooh.
But only a little bit. Not a lot. It feels like something is brushing up against you, essentially.
Because I'm doing a thing I have no knowledge in.
But once you get used to that, you look at the radar and you realize that you can kind of feel it out. You can give that sort of sensation of going leftward, and you see on the sonar the school of fish moves left. You can get that feeling of following, and you see the school of fish continues following the is outright following the submersible.
Okay.
Are you feeling well?
Yeah. Just testing things.
Yanto's kind of flying over your shoulder because he really doesn't want to leave Titania unsupervised in a goddamn submarine full of explosives
That only she can reach.
that only she can access. Yep. Firecrackers!
Actually,
TBK.
Kira's really grateful that you're Titania. If you're in small mode, you are clearing up so much space.
Oh, yeah. Although, like, occasionally he does flirt with the notion of, if I leave Titania while she's tiny mode, do I become tiny?
Is that the
Things to
risk
be-
you want to take?
I mean, I could get big again by going back into Titania.
Are you willing to take the risk that she won't then abandon you for her own entertainment?
I mean, the question is it a risk I'm willing to take?
I almost guarantee you she'd do that.
All right, maybe not right now, but at some point I'm definitely going to work out if that's a thing.
Fair enough. Give me fair warning so I don't accidentally step on you.
If it's anything like when Titania's small, I will still have proportional strength. I will flip you over the freaking room, mate.
Technically, it would just be his projection anyway. If you stepped on him, it would just kick him back into Titania.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. I've been watching the screen. Have you been making fish move?
Yeah. I have.
Neat. So this whole master of the nature thing is kind of legit, huh?
It's weird. But I think, yeah, I think I could get a hang of this.
How does it feel?
You know how it feels kind of cramped in here? It also feels cramped in here. Points to the head, taps the head.
Yeah. Kind of feeling a little bit of that with Titania at the moment, but it's a weird feeling, isn't it?
Mm.
So weird. For so long, I never thought like Warframes could anything be even remotely like people. And already, you kind of just like Trinity. I hardly even see them as frames anymore. Oh, that's weird.
You're okay.
Yeah.
It's not weird. Your guess is as good as mine at this point.
No, it's just funny that these guys have it and other ones don't. Like the ones we made are just empty.
I don't know. It stands to reason that there's. I guess it's something I never thought of, since I never built any frames myself. Had O'Baron. And I always had O'Baron. He was, I suppose, an original. But it stands to reason, though, that why give us these human shapes or humanoid forms to do what we will in, to be a focus for our power, and not, say, Ariane's monster that is certainly better suited for a lot of varied combat than most Warframes.
Because battle was not the original purpose of the Warframes. At least not their early conception.
Well, it surprised me.
They were, at least I believe, they were intended as tools for our rehabilitation. A way to control our newfound powers.
Well then, it was easy enough to put us to sleep. Why these are not just an extended dream?
How do you know you're not still dreaming?
Oh, let's not start that.
Don't get me all existential now. I'm terrible at it.
No, of course, I'm a butterfly on a fucking leaf.
You're very adorable.
I know. Hands on hips. I am so fucking cute, it hurts. And Titania's not bad as well.
Oh, don't say that. You're opening up a can of worms. She will fight you.
The more and more I think of it, I do imagine Titania's personality as being a tiny little Irish lady. Probably explains. Never mind. Oh dear. No, I'm sorry, Kiri. I fail to believe that the Gorikin would want to use us for anything other than their own selfish fucking enterprises.
Zero can perhaps, if that was Margulis's original wish.
Was it Margulis who made the Warframes, though? Margulis made the transference.
I suppose you're right.
We can use transference on any measure of our Oaken technology.
But think about the way our brains work. We're most comfortable in a form that is humanoid. Something that has approximate shape and motion to what we're used to.
Aye. That's fair. Forgive me. I'm just mildly attached to the idea that O'Baron was, before all this, some big legendary hero.
Well, I hope to live up to the frame.
Who got put into big suit of metal armor.
He still might be. You never know. If I'm correct, then any frames of that nature would be long gone, replaced by the battle-ready machines we are used to. Once they discovered that our abilities were useful for combat, I'm sure that's where they began putting their focus.
Makes sense.
Curious, probably, if there is room projecting out of Loki at the moment, because the Loki is not going to move as long as. In fact, it probably looks kind of adorable because Loki's probably sitting down, leaned against one of the walls, and then Kirei's basically in Loki's lap.
Now, if you do that, incidentally, you are now physically on the ship.
Oh,
Because your projection would be the thing where you hover there for a bit and blow shit up.
well, right, but I mean, what they do when you step out of your Warframe, that's still a projection. That's why you even when you're doing the just move around when you're moving around. That's why when you're hit, you just get warped back to it because it's your anchor there.
See, I always took it as your body is mostly just void energy anyway.
Maybe, but since you always wake up from the I assume that the actual Tenno is always in the transference chamber, and that
the transference chamber was destroyed in the War Within. And
that was a dream sequence. It wasn't actually destroyed. That was a nightmare.
Fair enough. Either way, but yeah, no, that is a pretty adorable image.
I mean, if you want to say that for the sake of game balance, so that we are always present and therefore we're always at risk, I'm willing to roll with it. But I think as far as the general lore goes, the Tenno is always just using transference through the ship.
Fair enough. I will think about it, but it won't be important right now.
Right.
Either way, yeah. So you guys are traveling there for a few days of travel before you pick up something on the sonar. It's a ways in the distance, but it's something big.
Are we judging by our maps? Judging
You're
by
getting
location?
close. Yes.
I think we have it.
You do have a periscope on this.
Yeah, Kirei will will use the periscope to attempt to
You see
get a visual on it.
You see in the distance what appears to be an island made entirely of metal that is built all around this giant spire. And looking closer, basically taking some time to examine this, you notice you realize these are all ships that have been welded together, or deconstructed and pieced in different ways to essentially create a small town floating on the water around this spire.
Well, that is unexpected.
Yeah, she'll motion to the periscope and take a step back in case anyone else wants to see.
It appears they have built some small settlement out of captured or wrecked ships. that is surrounding the spire.
Great, so they've made a shanty town.
Indeed.
You see what I did there? Shanty town. Pirate. No, never mind.
I saw what you did there. I appreciated it.
All my nautical humor just sinks without a trace.
I heard it, but it did not create any visual effect for me to notice.
I'm just going to go and sit in the corner.
It's all right, bud.
My joke game used to be on point, and now look at me.
Do you want an ice bag?
For the burn? No, I was just thinking I was going to start chain smoking in the cargo compartment.
Please don't.
I would be rather upset if you were holding out ice on us this entire time.
Mate, I think the one thing we're all desperate for right now is deodorant. Sorry, Colin, but when we pop that hatch, first thing we're doing is dunking over the side.
Oh, the first thing I'm doing is dunking myself over the side. What are you talking about?
Ah, fair enough.
I need this. It smells so bad in here.
One thing I'm grateful for, Warframe's not having olfactory sensors.
So yeah, you guys are basically stopped with you've stopped in order to examine this, and there's that shanty town floating all around the spire in the distance.
How do we approach something like that?
Well, seeing as this is submersible, we go under it.
Yeah, my worry is that they have some things to detect when there are things under them.
Yeah, the last we need is a depth charge hitting us, because as we all know, that'll end terminally.
Well, let's hope they don't immediately shoot first. Eh?
It seems unlikely. If the Tsar captures ships, they will likely attempt to demand surrender first.
I mean, if we're going to be doing that, though, then why not just roll up on them?
Because we are hoping they will not notice us at first. Even if they do, the more scouting we can do before they do, the better. Getting onto the shanty town does not necessarily help us getting into the spire.
I suppose.
All right, are you guys going to drop periscope and go lower and continue?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's the plan. Attempt to evade detection and scout for an underwater entrance, since there did not appear to be any above water entrances.
Okay, I'll call for
visible from the satellite.
I'll call for a notice roll.
Sure.
Anyone who wants to uncomfortably pile into the cockpit can make one.
Woo, cockpile. Wait.
It is rather a shame we're on mission. A situation like this would be perfect time for some knitting.
Not with the knitting again.
Don't make me pop my tiny self out of here. Wait, oh god damn it, that did not help.
I can't fit into that vent, can I? I don't want any part of this.
Yanto, I'm beginning to wonder. I believe there is a phrase for the kind of things you say. I forget it, but it had something to do with some long-dead psychologist.
2 5s to notice something that's not this.
Dr. Phil?
2 10s to actually be paying attention to the mission in spite of what she's saying.
Yeah. Yanto, are you gonna roll?
Pair of twos.
Make a poll on who finds Oberon attractive with these goat feet.
They are majestic goat feet. Thank you very much.
Oh, I forgot these used to be your goat feet.
I. Yeah, you guys, there's cameras outside of the ship that will transmit data to you. Mostly things that you're getting from sonar and radar, because in general you're low enough that there's no visuals anymore. So just from the sensors, you're able to pick up in the distance how the spire in the distance works, I suppose. Most of it.
Can we hold that thought? I have to step away for a minute.
Okay. Hope everything's okay. Sleepy?
I'm muted. I was like chattering the whole time.
Oh
Very nice.
I think everything's okay.
Nothing's on fire.
How you doing, Luke?
I'm doing okay.
Sleepy?
A little sleepy.
Sorry.
I've had a busy day.
Mm.
This is always worth staying up for.
Aw.
It is tremendously fun playing with you guys.
no.
Because you're
I'm
well.
glad.
Zach, is
Massive
everything
goddamn
okay?
dogs.
Mm. Sounds like he's talking to Kevin. I don't know. Shrug.
Shrug?
Shrug.
Is that a Norwegian shrug? It's got a little slice through the U.
Going down to IKEA.
Oh yes, I got myself a nice Shrug shelf setting.
Or IKEA. It's like guess.
There was a bug in his room.
Oh, a wasp?
No, it wasn't a wasp. It was probably a beetle.
Seriously. I cultivate spiders in my room.
Good. I saved a little honeybee the other day.
Good for you.
Good for me. Yeah.
Damn right. No. Seriously, like protect bees. Bees, good. Wasps, assholes.
Well, wasps have their place too.
Wasps have their place in a spider's web, getting eaten alive as I watch and laugh.
Wasps are predators for other things that might hurt you.
I once had a wasp fly into my ear and sting it so it swelled shut.
Aw, that sucks.
You can understand how that might have coloured my perception of them.
Oh no, wasps aren't like. I think the best way I've ever understood wasps is that they're the equivalent of very drunk college girls.
With knives.
Yes, yeah, very angry, usually drunk as the later seasons go on, and they are eating mostly like fermented fruits and stuff like that, and often prone to just going off with no no provocation. They're precious.
Whatever you say.
Yeah.
I get into long, protracted discussions with vegans at work over this.
Over wasps?
Well, over the fact that I eat meat, but I really don't like hurting insects.
Would you
Like,
eat an insect?
I have on some occasions.
Yeah, that's
either
fine.
inadvertently or intentionally. Yeah. £10? Will you eat this locust? Yeah, all right.
Cook it up a special way. Sure, I will.
I was young enough to just go,
Hum.
okay, hom.
They are a delicacy in Southern West Virginia, actually.
Even then, they tend to be cooked.
No, I know they're cooked. But yeah, they are a
West Virginia.
I already dislike this conversation.
Yeah, there's a bug. There's a bug. Is that what was? Is that was the problem? There
Zach,
was a bug.
Zach was
There was
caught
there
a
was a
beetle
large
and released it.
yes, there was a large insect, and I freed it from the confines of this home.
And I appreciated him doing that rather than killing it.
Very good.
Okay, so what you guys find when you're examining the spire from a distance and underwater is that the spire is mostly it's mostly solid with nothing inside of it, as far down as the bottom of the ocean, essentially. But it's about probably 100 feet below the surface that you actually start to get empty rooms and things other than just the solid base of the tower. There is a underwater entrance on the north side. There's another thing, though, and you guys catch this amongst all of the other noise that you're getting with the sonar. Something moving towards you. Very, very big.
Part of me really hopes that's not a ship, but another part of me really hopes that's not a very large animal.
Can we see if we peek out the periscope? We see what it is.
You guys are currently like low in the ocean. You can raise the periscope and try and get a visual. And yeah, you know what? Why not? I'll say that you can. It's not a good visual because you're pretty well underwater.
Yeah.
But you see something coming towards you. That is about the maybe 3 times the size of the submarine itself. It looks very long, and it moves, swaying in the water. And it's only as it is getting very uncomfortably close to the submarine that you notice the huge metal teeth on the front of it.
Bad news, it's both.
I can't verbally convey the facial expression on my face right now, but it is a mixture of both joy and horror.
You guys feel the submarine suddenly list to the left. As with the periscope, you notice that it actually brushes up against the submarine.
Oh, really? Because if it was coming straight at us, Kirei would have, gotten out of its way.
Yeah.
Not be found out by having a submarine bump into it.
So when you do move it out of the way, it changes its direction.
I believe it has noticed us.
It's very large. We might be able to lose it if we can find some place to go where it can't follow.
This is open ocean. There is not going to be such a place. We are going to the surface. We can. This is not a maneuver. This is not a fully military vessel. We cannot hope to fight it.
It stops just as about half of its body has passed the submarine. And just from the bits that you see on sonar, it looks like it's curling up.
Well, this is highly unusual.
And from the periscope, and everyone feels the submarine suddenly move. From the periscope, you see the eel-like body. Part of it wraps around the submarine.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
This is really not how I wanted the day to go.
Open
Oh,
comms.
you know what?
Open
Kira
comms
is
now.
an open hailing frequency. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you open the hailing frequency, and there's a moment of like, what do you say?
Greetings, much larger ship. Know that we are carrying a great deal of volatile explosives, so I would suggest not being too rough with us, unless you would like both of these ships at the bottom of the sea.
There is a moment where everything is quiet, followed by, well, that just makes it even more enticing.
Great.
Hello.
Hello.
You have a lot of guts to come through here, through my waters. An admirable amount of guts. You even have me intrigued. Actually, would be a good way of putting it. But I will warn you that I distract very easily. So I think I'm going to give you about a minute to explain what you're doing here before I give this a little bit of a crunch.
Hmm. That would be very detrimental to both of our health.
I think my Warframe can handle it.
Then I presume I am speaking with the one calling himself the Tsar.
The one and only.
I feel like I have heard your voice before, but I cannot place it.
It's distinctly possible. I've killed a lot of people. A lot of Grenier. Left some survivors, too. Ones that weren't really going to put much of a fight. Except you don't sound like Grenier. You enunciate too much. Corpus? Stealing a Grenier ship? Ballsy.
It was very ballsy of you to use our technology to hide your location.
Our technology. Ooh. Now I'm really intrigued. I still have you at my mercy, though, so you're more than welcome to begin explaining.
Well, we do prefer to. Well, we do prefer to investigate whenever we find pieces of our technology coming from Grenier coming from Grenier structures. You know. That sets off certain protocols.
That would very much attract my interest, at least. Who knows what sort of things would be lying in there?
Indeed. And of course the idea that it was being used to hide a ancient Orican structure was very interesting indeed. Unfortunately, as this is Grenier territory, We did not have any seaworthy vessels capable of making the trip, so we were forced to acquire one.
I hate to correct you here. This isn't Grenier territory anymore.
My apologies. I should say that however, I hope you will agree that we did in fact steal this ship from Grenier territory.
Oh, you absolutely did. Good find, too. Not a lot of submersibles nowadays.
Though it is this point I regret we did not find a more heavily armed one. Though I suspect, given the size of your ship, that perhaps would not have done us much good.
No, I can't say it would. Not a lot of Grenier really give me much of trouble anymore. Kind of boring, actually. I suppose I should invite you in. Maybe I'll recognize you if I see your face.
Perhaps you will.
Follow me. And you feel the ship let go.
Yeah. She will mute communications and kind of turn to the others. No.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
We are going to have one instance of surprise. He is convinced we are Corpus.
Is he? I feel like he's just playing with you.
The minute
Perhaps.
he pops the hatch, the game's gonna be up.
Indeed. I suggest, if he does believe we're Corpus, I doubt he is going to come with an adequate force. What I suggest is that this is a large structure. If he is taking us inside, I suggest we take the opportunity, if he is surprised, to scatter and hide.
Well, you can hide right off the bat.
Indeed, I can. Though he will quickly become aware that none of you sound like the person he was talking to.
I suppose she turns to...
I suppose the main problem is Colin. He does not have a good way to immediately... He does not have the athleticism of a Warframe. He cannot immediately leap to safety.
And he will recognize me immediately. I was under his command for a while, remember?
Well, what do you believe? Do you think we should... You know him better than us. Do you believe we should scatter or attempt to speak with him?
To be completely honest with you, the Tsar is kind of a wild card. Maybe one day speaking with him is a good idea. Another, he'll space you. Or jumping in the middle of the ocean with nothing to hold on to.
So it is impossible to say what a preferred course of action is.
Sounds like we just go and play it by ear.
I still say we talk to him.
Talking might be best. But we'd need to hide Colin.
He might be a little upset.
To see
But
you?
at the same time, he might not be. He's a very difficult man to read.
It seems as though, whatever his normal demeanor is, if he has one, today he seems to be amused by our brazenness. Showing who we really are may at the very least keep him entertained long enough for us to come up with another plan.
That's fair.
So we'll stand together.
Okay.
If things
I
are
mean-
looking...
If no one objects, I can always leave a little helper behind here to ensure we have a distraction on hand.
Might not be a terrible idea.
Sure, if worst comes to worst, a distraction of that caliber should let even Colin slip away for some time. And we can always carry you.
So he leads you to an underwater port. It is that underwater entrance that you had scouted out earlier. The beast that he is piloting wraps around the spire, and as you are approaching, I'll say you guys can, if you want, make a notice roll
Sure.
to get more details about this thing.
2 8s.
Nada.
2 by 9.
Okay, let me go ahead and paste this here in the chat. 2 by 9, so that is... It's 2, you get the first 2 items, the first 2 qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh God, is the entire thing a Warframe?
Warhouse.
This is going to cause a drastic change in plan, because that is definitely something Kira was not prepared for.
This is for the monster that that this guy was driving around.
Okay. Yes, I know. I'm concerned that that is his Warframe. He did say that he thought his Warframe would be fine specifically. Kira initially took that to mean he thought that his Warframe would survive the sinking of his ship, but now she is not certain.
And one thing you'll get for free is you get the I think you get the dice count for things. Period. I don't remember, but you do here at the moment.
Yeah, I believe you. You always get the dice count.
And one thing you also get for free is Bigness 1.
Ooh.
It big.
I have a really stupid idea potentially, but not going to do it unless we are really desperate, because it is amazingly stupid.
I mean, have we had any ideas that weren't stupid?
There are levels of stupid, and I feel like the idea I have is the dumbest one that any of us have come up with yet. And yes, I am accounting it challenging a Grenadier commander to direct one-on-one combat.
Shrug. It worked, didn't it?
So yeah, that's what you guys notice. That it is almost like a kind of water dragon. It's designed like an eel. It has its own weapons that are attached to it, and it also has 4 limbs, almost like in the style of like an Asian dragon's legs, like a Chinese dragon's legs. But for what that matters in this distant space future,
I've been playing a lot of Zelda. This is awesome.
Yeah, very much imagine like a Shenlong style of water dragon made into metal, and given some like fins and fish-like appendages.
Yanto, please confirm that I am seeing this correctly.
Oh, come on.
Colin.
Aye.
Did you know about this?
I'm about to be in trouble, aren't I?
Colin.
If you were aware that the Tsar had the Tsar's submersible was in fact his Warframe, then yes, I will be a little cross that you did not mention that sooner.
I'll be over there in the corner.
Did it slip your mind?
Maybe.
Maybe.
How did that slip your mind?
I don't know. I mean, there's what Ariane had. I just kind of assumed.
We just assumed we'd be fighting a fucking menagerie of fantastical creatures.
I do believe this is a case where size does matter and should be taken into consideration during the planning phase.
All right. To be fair, it's different than when I last saw it.
How?
It's bigger, that's for sure.
That's
Is it possible?
You are partially forgiven then.
Are you sure he just told us this thing got bigger? Which means it potentially has the potential to get even bigger.
He is partially forgiven for not mentioning it. I am not saying that it is good news. Assuming that when he saw it, it was not significantly larger than a normal Warframe, then...
Okay. Oh, Lord.
No. When I last saw it, it was more or less a bipedal space shark.
Wait,
this begs many questions that I feel we do not have much time to contemplate.
How did he modify it to get so big?
That would be one of them.
Huge Hurricane Tower! Sorry, what?
What?
He kind of makes a vague gesture, which, because we're inside the submarine, does nothing, but the gigantic Hurricane Tower, which has total access to, maybe a reason why his Warframe has gone from Space Shark to Leviathan.
All right. Plan, assuming he intends to meet us in person. I'm going to start out I'm going to start out initially invisible. If his intention is not to let us talk, I will attempt to rectify the odds by taking him hostage.
So de-escalate the situation by taking the pirate captain hostage. Cool.
Only if his intentions are immediately hostile.
That means-
If he seems willing to discuss, I will reveal myself.
That means we're going to initially need someone to talk to him that's not you.
And so we'll put his hand up.
You volunteering?
If he wants to lead with a bullet, I'm the only one here who can take it.
That would be true if you were in. That would be true if you were in. If you were in Rhino, but I suspect that Oberon is going to be a little hardier than Titania.
All right.
Oh, he's saying we're going to be enough frames. Okay.
Yes, we are. Except for Colin, obviously.
Okay.
If he's willing to discuss, and if he's willing to discuss in private, we can step out to talk face to face.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys dock. The underwater dock. Basically, it is an underwater. It's an underwater dock where you have open air in a box, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you're deep underwater. And so you take the submarine and dock it. Several Grenier are there to essentially almost like security duty and to ensure that the docking procedure goes well. You open the hatch, and Oberon, MT with Oberon, steps out.
Trying
And
to look as confident as possible.
you hear a few mutterings of surprise mutterings of Tenno Skoom. And then stepping into this big dock, you see a boy teenage boy, about your age, who has disheveled brown hair that's kind of slicked back, but still kind of mostly everywhere. Wearing a fancy overcoat with a not as fancy looking necklace with a ring at the end of it around his neck. He has void scars around his cheek, but he wears a very wide smirk, almost a manic looking smile. Oh my god. You aren't Corpus. You're Tenno.
Hope you'll forgive it.
Forgive it. Oh, I'm excited now. I was just going to have you killed and take your submarine.
Well, I'm glad to know you're feeling generous today. Do you have time to talk?
See, of course, I do, for one. Second, it's been a very long time since I've seen any of my old friends. I don't recognize your voice, though. And Kirei, you're invisible nearby.
Yeah. So he said he'd be willing to.
Yes.
I'll say right now, Kirei being invisible nearby, you know this guy.
Yep.
You recognize this as Kaite.
Yep.
He was a mostly harmless nerd. You recognize him as being one of the loudest people on the Zaraman 10-0. Who basically talked vibrantly about exploring the unknown as soon as they got to the Tau system. And that seemed to be his main thing. He was with a mentor, an older looking woman.
Yeah. And he had said he's willing.
But you remember him as a big nerd.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a bit of a surprise. Not the first guess she would have had. He did say he would talk. Yeah. She will fade Loki into visibility. Standing next to Oberon.
Ooh, Loki! I haven't seen one of them in a while.
It is not surprising that you do not recognize her. I do remember you, though.
Again, I don't recognize your voice. I'm better with faces, personally.
It does not please me that you suggest these people know our true nature, but it cannot be helped. What's done is done.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at me, do you understand my true nature? No, sir. You vex me. Often. That's exactly what I want to hear. Give this man a raise. You don't pay us anything, sir.
Imagine just someone shoots him.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? He's shot, and then he just falls into the water.
Thank you.
That's being a kiss ass, Jimmy.
You see, normally we only shoot him once a day. That was like 6.
Oh man, Were you jealous that I was going to give someone a raise? Hey, me, maybe, sir. You're the kind of go-getter that I like.
While everybody's distracted, Kire will herself step out of Loki.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
He might be threatening him. Well, she seems to think it is, or at least not a completely terrible one.
I'm gonna hold off.
He turns around.
It doesn't matter, he wouldn't recognize you anyway.
He
It's
turns. He
fine.
turns around and then just goes, "Yurei." Oh, I haven't seen you in forever.
It has been a long, long time, Kaite.
Yes, it has. Oh man, this is a blast from the past. Oh, today just keeps getting better. Is there anyone else with you?
Yeah, but I'm assuming at that moment, Titania levitates out of the hatch of the flies out the hatch of the submarine, full sized,
Oh, that's adorable.
lands on the deck. All right, there. You'll kind of probably has left Colin back down there.
Mhm.
If he wants to introduce himself, he's more than welcome to. And he will step out of Titania as well.
Yanto.
Hey,
This really is a blast from the past. Okay. What's the next gift? Because I had 4 life forms in there.
That's some strong sensors you have.
And Colin sheepishly climbs out. Colin and Marta. Hello. I've seen you way more recently than these two. Your presence is still a gift. I still remember when you stabbed me in the back. Well,
Does he mean literally?
I needed to divert your attention somehow. Blood loss does do that.
you had to look back over at Colin.
Kire's looking at him too a little bit like,
Anything else you forgot to mention?
No, I think this about covers it.
We're all caught up now. Excellent, wonderful.
No. Oh boy. This is a party.
Mm.
You know, it's a good idea. Hey, you, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Jimmy's dead, sir. He's in the water.
Oh, Jerry.
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 Jerry the Grenier.
That I don't actually know his name.
Jerry is an honorific.
He names them all himself because he can't keep track of Grenier names.
And
So
they're
their
just
names are
ordered.
probably numbers.
To be fair, they all look quite similar. It's not racist if they are legitimate clones.
He also isn't pointing at anyone in particular. He's pointing in the direction of Grenier and calling for Jerry. Eventually, someone steps up and claims to be Jerry. Yes, sir. I think it's time for a party. Yeah, a banquet. Top of the spire. In my old friend's honor, because I haven't seen these guys in forever, and I would like to show them hospitality since they came all this way to see me. So let's show them some hospitality. Get on the cooks. Don't let Mart do any cooking. You killed Mart last week. Oh, did I? Yeah, he overcooked your steak. That's right. Okay, don't have to worry about that then. Have them be on their best. Top of the spire, my area, you know. By let's say hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah, hour and a half. That sounds good. Do you guys have any requests? We have mostly seafood here. Woguts. We do a lot of wogut hunting. Real good stuff.
I am not a picky eater.
As long as it's not poisoned.
If it's poisoned, I haven't noticed yet.
Yellow's like looking at it. He's just watching him. He's quite still.
It would be our recent luck to be. It would fit our recent run of luck to have them try and poison him and just accidentally poison us as well.
Okay then. Tell the chef to have fun, but not too much fun, or he'll go down like Bart did. Yes, sir. Old friends, possible new friend who I don't recognize. You mind stepping out?
All right. Yeah. She'll step out.
Nope. I don't recognize you at all.
No one seems to.
That's kind of interesting.
MT's just gonna mouth "what the fuck" at this point. What am I?
That's really interesting. I'll have questions for you later, but hospitality first. Oh, right, yeah. In the name of hospitality, I should probably show you around. Come on. This is an Eroican spire that I took over and repurposed for my own my own personal agenda. It's pretty sweet, I gotta say. Looks like the whole thing was meant for weather control. It was out here for hurricane purposes. I got a crack team of scientists working on figuring out how to replicate that. Because holy shit, how awesome would it be to just start up a hurricane? Just cause.
Kiri sort of tilts her head a little at him.
Anyway, sorry. Rambling? Just really excited to see you guys. How have you been? When did you wake up anyway?
Question out of character here. Kiri remembers him from the Zeramon 10. Did he receive Tenno training?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was a Tenno. He's not like
He's not like Arion.
He's not like Arion. He was
We are living. I suppose that makes us well compared to many.
Yeah, you definitely have exceeded the lifespan of some of our friends.
Yeah. Yanto flinches at that.
Oh, mind the lasers over there. I don't yet know how to turn them off, and they're... I like them.
If they're like other Orkin lasers, I imagine they are problematic.
They'll irradiate the hell out of you.
Let us try to avoid that.
it is really funny. Sending someone out to go fetch something on that side of the spire. I have there's cameras, all over the place. It's like a maze in there. Nothing's in there. Well, there was something in there. I already got it. So I already did the maze and everything.
Then
It
why
was
do
fun.
people in?
Wish it were a little longer though. What's up?
Why do you send people in if you have already cleared it out?
He shrugs. Look, there isn't a lot to do while I'm waiting for scouts to come back with anything. The Orokin did a lot of things in this ocean. They left a lot of marks, a lot of ruins. And, it's a great place to go. It is a great place to go to go diving for any treasures or just exploring something that hasn't been opened in a very, very long time. It's perfect. Orokin built the most stuff on the ocean floor. But unfortunately, that can be difficult to find sometimes. And the opportunities I have for scouts leaves a lot to be desired sometimes.
Anything worth finding in Grenier, in formerly Grenier territory, would have to be well hidden.
Yeah. They didn't scour everything that the Orokin had to offer. And he passes by. He takes you onto an elevator at one point, and you guys head up a ways. And he's like, "Oh, like this. I'm gonna stop the elevator here. Boom. Give me a second. I'll show you. This is what I found in the maze. It's really cool."
Is this bad? This feels bad.
Kirei shrugs.
Like I'm getting very bad vibes. I look to Yanto and Colin.
Yanto doesn't look right.
Colin is pointedly not talking. He shrugs though.
There's a reason Kirei does most of the speaking here. It's because she is able the most to keep her calm.
So Lazar he comes back with a pistol. It is white. It is white plated with gold trim and gold extras kind of curling about it. Alato Prime. Do you have any idea how rare these things are? How rare they even were before the fall? There were like half a dozen made at all. Oh, and this baby, it fires like a dream.
I suppose you'd know. Suppose you've given it a go a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You find treasure. And what? Hoard it? A pile? No. That's not why you get treasure. You go, you get really awesome things, and he pushes the button on the elevator again. You get really awesome things so that you can use it. There's no point in collecting useless junk.
I'd say some things are best kept locked away.
Like an original Orokin piece? Oh, man.
It seems like a useful sidearm to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And he puts it. He opens up his coat and he puts it in a holster. And the elevator stops at the top floor, or stops at a upper floor, and it opens up, and it's this giant room completely surrounded on every side by windows. There's a huge table on one side, but notably there are absolutely no walls anywhere. It's a circular room. There are no walls, and
Hey, if there's no walls, then what is there?
well, there's like the outside walls, but I mean, there's no interior walls.
Okay.
It's like this is huge open room with only windows surrounding you.
Okay.
It's almost poorly lit, and the way it's laid out is claustrophobic, despite having so much room. This space is where I bring guests. It's where I have a view of the city below and the horizon. Near the top of the spire, my quarters are above. Elevator doesn't go there.
How do you get there?
That one's a secret.
Shrug.
So what do you guys think of the fleet? And you can, if you go to the windows, you can see there are Grineer ships that are not welded together to create the city. Quite a few of them, actually.
Mm. You do have a number of working ships.
Mm.
I wasn't sure if you had welded them all together or not.
What are you preparing for?
Preparing for.
Yeah, you're building a collection, a fleet. You just
What's
to
the point of
have it?
holding things unless you're going to use them, right?
It started out as just impressing some scouts. And then when I impressed a few scout ships that were heavier armed, I was like, I should take over the Atlantic Ocean.
For funsies.
Seems like you have mostly accomplished that.
Need to go south, though. There are a few Grineer seaports further south that are really going to get in the way. I was considering just doing the usual thing and slowly impress their sailors and take their ships and add it to the fleet. But I think at this point I have a big enough fleet that I can bombard the seaports and take them over. Add to this collection.
That seems unnecessary. The seaports I have seen are not well armed.
He frowns. Okay, well, I don't have to send the entire fleet to do so.
I just wonder what your end goal is. Control of the Atlantic Ocean? For what purpose? Who's using it but you? Some old Grenier.
Well, I guess it's a matter of securing territory.
You want a place of your own.
Hey, at least until I decide to head back up and secure the skies again.
It's a lot more sky than sea.
It's true.
So what? This is just killing time?
More or less. He folds his arms behind his back and stares at it and stares out the window.
You're doing all of this because you're bored.
Those ruins aren't going to explore themselves.
I'm going to kill you now. And Yata's just going to run at him flat out.
Well,
You know, I think that's a perfect way to end the session.
yeah.
As you say that, and it kind of camera pan to like half of his face, and the smirk on his face widen.
A sepia
Manically.
tone goes over the scene, and fucking Roundabout starts playing. To
Yeah,
be-
you're running at him. You're running at him, and his he smirks
Oh god, that is exactly what he wanted you to do.
so
Oh,
wide
God.
and toothily.
I've been like mentally going just down the list, like eventually he's going to say something that's just going to make Yanto genuinely just flip, and there it was.
See, Kirei's wrestling. Kirei's not showing it well because she doesn't show anything well, but Kirei's wrestling with the feeling she has not felt in a long, long time.
What's that?
She feels betrayed.
Ooh. By who?
Find out next week.
She feels. Yeah, she feels betrayed. Something like that, anyway.
That's totally fair. Did you guys have fun?
Did have fun.
Mm.
Yes.
MT still doesn't know what the fuck.
Yeah, but you know.
Well, I'm not a rogue if this dude didn't recognize me, or maybe I am, and just I've got one of those faces that no one remembers.
You're a
What-
rogue.
No, I have a really unfortunate new theory of what you are.
What's your theory?
One experience to everyone, by the way.
Yay, thank you.
Oh, and what did you guys think? What did you guys think of the Tsar?
Oh man.
Was there any doubt that I was gonna love him? I mean,
did you like him, Zach?
yes,
My take on him, anyhow.
yes, I did. He is very entertaining, and he is equal parts kind of fun and entertaining, and equal parts kind of terrifying. And the added detail that he used to be different is just a little tragic. You mentioned the mentor part, and oh, I didn't think you were carrying that part over. Ooh,
Yep.
deep cuts.
What about Manda and Luke? What do you guys think of the Tsar?
I don't have the context that Zach has,
I
but
don't have the context.
You don't
either.
need it. It's fine.
It's not
Yeah.
necessary.
This is my own take on one of Zach's characters, actually.
he comes across as someone who is like a high functioning psychopath.
Yeah.
That's
And
not
that's
terrible.
what makes him both engrossing and totally hateable. That he can
Yeah, I don't know how the Scooby Gang's gonna get out of this one.
murder.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a real great tactical decision to, out of our frames, charge the only person in the room who's armed. Good decision making, Yanto.
we'll come to that. We'll cross that bridge.
Oh dear. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. Who knows? You might still be able to talk to him. At least have a mid-battle banter and get some information from him, because he does know things.
This is going to be the weirdest fucking battle because it's an entirely Tenno battle.
Knew I should have stayed in Oberon.
I'll tell you right now, he actually is statted for that too.
Yeah,
Incidentally,
he would
It's 3
be,
against
wouldn't
1.
he is both he and his Warframe are statted to be a
Look,
boss fight.
he? You are exactly correct. You are exactly correct. Actually, no. I realize he's not the only person in the arm. Colin would be armed, but you are exactly correct, Amanda, because Kirei definitely does not count as a combatant when out of frame. She is not going to be useful in a non-Warframe fight. But yes.
Glad you guys had fun.
Had fun.
Any final comments or questions before I end the recording?
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. I want to end the recording now then.